Hi, welcome back to another video from Java for Beginners course from Course Labs. In this video, we're going to talk about method overriding. Let's start by discussing some sample programs so that we can better understand the concept of method overriding. So I'm just calling it Mobile 6. So I have just created a project. Now let me just create a new class here and let me call it Mobile once again. Perfect. So I now have a new class Mobile. Now what I want to do is I will just write another class here, class Samsung, and I will just extend this particular class Mobile. Okay, remember when you talk about method overriding, there should be this inheritance relationship between these two classes. So you will talk about method overriding only when you have this inheritance concept in hand, right? So let's now see what this method overriding is. Now assume that this particular superclass has got a method like this, let's say OS info. Now since this is a mobile device, obviously this will have some sort of operating system. So system.out.println, and inside it I'm going to write I have an operating system. Okay, perfect. Now if I just go to this subclass, what we can do is we can just create an object inside the main method, public static void main, and let's provide the argument for this. Perfect. Now let's create an object for this Samsung, and object equals to new Samsung. Perfect. Now let's call this object dot OS info. Now if you just run this program, let's see the output. Perfect. As expected, this particular program says I have an operating system. If you notice, the method is being called from the Samsung object, right? Now this particular Samsung has some special operating system called Android. So now if you want to display this particular operating system specifically as Android, you can actually add another method here, which is void with the same name. You can add another method OS info, which is specific to this Samsung. Now I will just write this particular line system.out.println, and I have Android OS. Now if you just save this program and run this, let's see what happens. If you notice, the method which is from the subclass is being called when you're using the same method call, right? So this is basically what is known as method overriding. So when you use the concept of method overriding, you should have this inheritance relationship with both the classes, and method names should be the same, and parameters also should be the same. So assume that you have couple of parameters here, maybe two, and the parameters and the data types that you're having here should also be the same even here. Then only the method overriding concept is applicable. So these are basically the rules for method overriding. I hope this has made your method overriding concepts clear. Now what if I want to call this particular OS info method whenever this line is executed? If you notice, we are invoking this OS info method whenever this line is executed. Now if you have a reason to call this particular method, is there a way to do that? Yes, the answer is yes. In Java we have a special keyword called super. So if you use super keyword, you can invoke the super class variables as well as methods. So what I will do here is I'll just comment this line out, and I will just write another line super dot OS info. So what we are now doing is every time this line is executed, it is going to make a call to this method, and inside this method I'm just calling this OS info method, which is from the superclass. Now this method will be executed, and if my analogy is correct, this line has to be printed in the output console. Let's try it out. Perfect. So as you can see, the line has been executed even if you are calling the method which is inside the subclass. So this is the usage of super keyword. So in this video we have seen two different concepts. One is method overriding, another one is super keyword. I hope you have enjoyed it. See you in the next video.